So today we're going to be making a cappuccino at home without an espresso maker. Now what a cappuccino really consists of is a third a cup of espresso, a third a cup of steamed milk, and a third cup of milk foam. Now you just are probably thinking, well, how the heck do I make a cappuccino without an espresso maker? Well, for those of you who do have an espresso maker, well, good for you. I am so glad you have one. Please give me a cup of espresso. That would be absolutely wonderful. But if you are like me and you're too cheap to shell out for one, here are 3 ways to make just a really nice strong cup of coffee that we can use as our fake espresso. So first off is the AeroPress, which you can get around $30 off the internet, give or take. And if you get it off Amazon with Prime, you can get it here in 2 days. And they say you can make espresso strength coffee through there. So you know, this is a pretty good bet here. Now if you are too impatient and you're willing to leave your humble abode, you can always go to your local supermarket, Walmart, Target. Heck, you can go to a thrift store and find one for a couple bucks and get you a French press where you can make a pretty nice strong cup of coffee like I show here in this video. Now if you don't feel like leaving your hermit crab shell known as your home and you have a drip brewer at home, you could always make a really strong cup of coffee similar to that of Popeyes and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Love Child. Now that we've got our espresso, or fake espresso I guess in this case, we need to make some steamed milk. Now again, if you are fancy and schmancy and you have a steaming milk wand, you could always, use that. But again, I am too cheap for that. So instead, I am going to be steaming it over the stove. However, if you are like me and you are impatient, you don't heat it up slowly, you will rot your milk and it will be a terrible cappuccino I don't recommend for anybody. So you could always just do what I did and just put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Okay, so now that we have added our steamed milk to our fake espresso, we need to get some form of foamed milk. Now again, if you have a milk foamer, you probably have the other 2 things, the espresso maker and the milk steamer, and just make a cappuccino normally at home, okay? And then please bring me one too, by the way, just throwing that out there. But if you don't, you could always use a couple things. First is an electric egg beater. Now if you don't have one of those and you're a college student, you could always use a manual egg beater that you have in the back of your grandma's cabinet. And again, if you don't have that and you're not very keen on cooking, you could always use a fork. I am sure you have a fork somewhere. Okay, now that we have our foamed milk, we want to scoop this in just a bit at a time until we have our, cappuccino. So there you have it. That is how you make a cappuccino at home without an espresso maker. Unless, of course, you have an espresso maker, then just use that. But there you go. I hope you enjoy. And let's go brew up some love for somebody.